So it does this now, I guess. Pretty annoying. Even when I'm driving, it started doing this. Just constantly. Service required. Great. Welcome back to Truck Central. I'm Mr. Justin Wheeler, and this is the 2019 Ram 1500 Limited High Mileage Edition. Now, it pains me to come back to y'all so quickly with another problem video. And what's funny is I really thought that I had shored up everything that there was to talk about in the most recent video. And I won't recap that if you missed it. Just go back and watch it. But there are a few more things we got to talk about that have appeared, I guess you could say, within the last few days. Before we get into that, one quick shout out and thank you to Real Truck. They are the sponsor again this season here at Truck Central. Just so you know, Mother's Day is coming up. So head on over to realtruck.com for the Mother's Day gift of her dreams. Doesn't matter what it is. Get her a lift kit. Why not? So let's jump right into the 3 new problems that we're dealing with. The first one, minor. Y'all know about it. It exists. But I thought that I had been unscathed by this specific little nuisance of an item, I guess. But here we are. And it's the back window trim. Lots of you guys commented on the last video and previous ones as well, talking about back window trim being cracked. I even mentioned it in the last video, and it's the last video's fault that I noticed it, because in that video I look over my shoulder and think, oh, look at my uncracked glass. Wait a second, is that a crack? I didn't notice in the video, but a couple days later I crawled back there and put the camera on it, and well, you'll see. It is cracked. I'll be God dog it. Can you believe that? All this time I thought I escaped the cracked back window trim, and she's just been hiding back here. Has it gotten wet? Hang on a minute. There's 2 little cracks. Don't disregard the dust. It is the dusty Dodge. I just don't know anymore. So, I've got the crack. Not the end of the world. I don't think it's leaking. A lot of people have a crack and a leak. I think I've just got a leak. I've just got a crack. No leak. So, that's good, I guess. Not a major problem. Even if I had warranty left, I don't know that I would take that in for warranty work and pay the deductible and deal with the headache just for a little crack. Now, if it was leaking, obviously, and if it was leaking now, I would still do something to fix it. But we're not there yet. Fingers crossed. Second thing on the list is a new issue that I have not seen or heard about yet, and it is an alert I get on the dash telling me that the active park sense is unavailable and service is required. Now, it's not just a little light or message. It spams me with this service required. And it's somewhat intermittent, but when it comes on, it is like rapid fire. And that's one of the reasons I'm not driving this video, because if I was, that thing would be beeping the entire time and it'd be super annoying. So let me show you what that looks like. What are you doing? I just don't know. Quit. So it does this now, I guess. Pretty annoying. Even when I'm driving, it started doing this. Just constantly saying, active park sense unavailable. Service required. Great. I'm not sure how serious of a problem this is. It's not, inhibiting the actual driving of the truck. I know that the adaptive cruise control still works. Now, I know that those sensors aren't tied into that, but I also know that the auto stopping still works because, or auto braking, because I pulled up behind somebody yesterday actually, and the truck slowed itself down. So I guess maybe it just has something to do with the parking sensors. I don't know. Let me get up under the truck and show you kind of what we're looking at and seeing if there's something obviously wrong. So I'm up under the driver front side of the bumper, and this harness connector guy is just a dangling, and I don't know where it's supposed to clip to, but it's obviously supposed to clip into something around here somewhere. Maybe, no, there's no hole. Oh, there is a hole in that. So I don't know if this has something to do with it. I mean, it's not unclipped. Nothing looks, damaged, but I just wonder if maybe all the vibration, the bumps, all the dirt has maybe compromised this connector. So I'm going to take it apart and look at it, and we'll try to clean it out and reconnect. The other sensor ports, so this brings in, it looks like this is connected to the lights as well as the sensors in the front bumper. The front bumper sensors don't look bad. At least no loose connections. They don't look that dirty. I think the rear ones are going to be worse. So I'm going to crawl back there and check that also. Rear sensors are significantly dirtier, but they're not loose. Sorry about my finger in the shot. Get out of there. Not loose, and that they also come into some sort of harness connector with plastic retainers that quit. So that's something I didn't expect to see. Not a big deal. I fixed the front, zip ties. Don't really need to do the back, I don't think. And this might be because the bumper has had to be replaced. That was probably taken out by a person, where the front, I don't think anyone had a reason to take the fronts out. I think that one just wore out and failed. So I'm going to try to clean that and reconnect it to see if that makes any difference. Other side looks, well, identical. So mostly dirty. Plastic retainer or one of those clips was obviously not in its original state. I don't think it's just swinging, and that's the problem, because it even beeps at me when I'm parked. So I cleaned out some of those connectors. I made sure they were good and tight. I secured the harness up front. We'll see if that does anything. If it keeps happening, I'll probably, I don't know, take it apart and actually clean it out with some good electrical connection spray, let them air out, put it back together. But for now, I'm kind of just observing this problem and seeing, what it does. Hey everybody, Justin from the future back for a quick update. So a couple days ago, I filmed the video discussing the active park sense unavailable issue that popped up. So cleaned the connections, made sure they were good and tight, just ran through it and make sure there's no obvious problems. And since then, the alert that had been popping up on the dash has seemed to subside. The truck is running now. I just wanted to show you that. You hear that Hemi power? It shook the whole truck. Not getting it now. I'll keep you updated if it comes back, but so far, I think we're okay. But we'll monitor it closely, and I'll let you know whether or not this fix held up. But a couple days in, and I think we might be okay. And then lastly, something that I, in the back of my mind, knew was a possible problem, potential problem, and I've just been kind of hopeful that I wouldn't have to deal with it again so soon. Any guesses? Well, if you'll recall, last March, April, I guess it was right about this time last year, we posted a video about the good old-fashioned exhaust manifold leak. And right at that time, I was at my 99,000 mile. I was just about to lose my warranty. And so I went ahead and had the exhaust manifolds replaced before warranty expired. Now, they were cracked before that. I think that I started noticing the sounds, I don't know, 70, 80,000 mile mark. And I don't necessarily think it's related to miles. I think it has more to do with just the amount of thermal cycling that you put that exhaust manifold through. And it just so happens at the same time this year, just came out of a cold winter again, historic Oklahoma cold winter, and still heavy, hard work every single day. I think that those thermal cycles just finally got the best of them again. And like last year, that it probably actually happened before just recently. It probably happened a month ago, maybe longer ago, but I don't notice it because my daily routine, whether I'm at home in the morning, at the office, wherever, I remote start the truck. That way it's always warm when I get to it. And when I'm out in the field, I leave it idling, which is why I've got 1,500 idle hours on this thing. So I never hear it cold start, which is probably a bad habit. I should hear this thing cold start more often than once every few months. All that to say, it probably had been around. It'd probably been an issue for longer, but I just noticed it. Went outside to the truck a couple days ago. You know, sometimes you hit the remote start button and maybe you don't get it clicked just right. I didn't notice it. Go outside and it's not running, so I start it up and I hear that old raspy, wheezy, classic sound that we all know. Hell, I hear that sound like if I'm in like a parking lot or even in my neighborhood. I've got neighbors with 4th gen Rams, and when they start their truck, I hear their exhaust manifold leak. I don't even know if they know. I should probably say something to them. But anyway, so it just happened again. And last year when I had it replaced under warranty, they obviously just put OEM parts back on it. And we all knew, and I think I even mentioned it in that video, these are going to crack. Well, they cracked again, and now I'm left in a slightly different situation. I want to replace them, but I'm not going to spend my own money this time around on OEM parts that I know are going to fail. So really the options are headers, which I'm not sad about. I don't like having to spend money to fix the truck, but at least if you fix the truck in a way that improves performance, makes it sound a little better, it's not as bad. It's a little more palatable when you have to spend money to fix it, but at least you're improving it at the same time. And I know I'm not going to have to fix it again. I haven't looked into headers a lot yet. I thought I'd have a little more time to think about it, but here we are. Time to make a decision. If y'all have seen or used any headers, curious what the best options are today. I'm a little out of date, out of touch with that kind of stuff because I haven't installed headers on a vehicle in, gosh, years. So let me know what the good options are. Also curious if you have headers, did you install them yourself? Did you take them to a shop? I'm obviously capable of putting them on, but if it's a real pain in the butt, hell, I'll probably just drop it off somewhere and have them do it for me. Final shout out to Real Truck. Thanks again for the sponsorship this season. www.realtruck.com. Appreciate y'all. Please leave comments. I look forward to talking to you. As always, thanks for watching.